This class, we are going to learn about file descriptors. Previous classes, we have learned about how to put the file, how to edit the file. In this class, we will see how we can, like, output of a command can be redirected in a file action, and for how a permission person Linux, that kind of thing. We will see to this. So just log into your STD account. Login. So what about the previous bit? Yeah, that's fine. Now today we have to start from today we have to start from file descriptor. So this is the thing we are going to today. Okay. Okay. Is my voice okay now? Okay, let's start. So, in today's class, the first topic we are going to study is file descriptors. File descriptors is kind of very important. File descriptors are indicators of connection maintained by the kernel to perform input and output operation. Okay, these are indicators of connection maintained by kernel to perform input output operations. Yeah, the main thing is this. There is three type of like redirections. If you go here, yeah, redirections. The first one being standard input, STDIN. Standard input means the input, data stream for input. The second one being data stream for output, that is STD out. That means standard output. You could say 0, 1, and this is data stream for output that releases an error. Okay, that is standard error, and the output is 2. Now I want to give the example of cat here. If I just open my terminal and maximize it a bit. If I just type cat and I now type student. So yeah, the first line, this line I typed. So this is std in. Okay, std in, and this one, the second time which it printed, this is std out. Okay, here also you can see the first one, the green one is std in, standard in, and this is std out. Okay. This is also known as file descriptors. Okay. Then std in and std out are also known as file descriptors. Now there is one thing known as std error. STD error, what is it? If I press Control C to and yeah, what is standard error? If I try to do something that causes error, that like if I try to like print the content of the files which is not there, like main.txt. There is nothing file known as main.txt. So this is an error. Okay. Or if I try to like cat command, what is that? It just prints the what is inside the file. It just prints that. Okay. If I try to print something that I am not having permission of, like it says like shadow. Yeah. You can see permission in it. There are, this is standard error, this is standard output, and this is standard input. What you give is standard input, what you get out is standard output, and if there is output with some errors, that is called standard error. Now these number are very important, 0, 1 and 2. Yeah, in yesterday's class we were doing this 2 and then greater than sign. Now what does that mean? This means like if I try to do again, yeah, this was the yesterday's command, and for now I am just doing all, yeah, costs, and I am doing a slash, okay, and nothing there, all host, all type of, like it should end or end, nothing. And what about host? Yeah, okay, okay, sorry. Yeah, yeah, you could see that in the files where there was, it just was that we do app host, the configure.host. Now slash dev slash none, what it did is, if there was any error like permission denied, it redirected that. Redirected that means it like it gave that output, yeah, that error to slash dev slash null. Redirected. Like how in the, like how can I say? You redirect things, na? It is going in one direction and then you redirect it to another direction. Like that, we say if there is any error, just go here. Just go to slash dev slash null, and slash dev slash null means the slash dev, this is the directory for devices, and null is a device. That means null means nothing. So if we, it is like a black hole, so if we redirect anything towards it, so it would get deleted. Okay. So that is what is meant by 2 greater than slash dev slash null. Okay, again we can say if I don't do this, if I just remove this, you could see there are plenty of permission denied errors. Okay, again I did this and I didn't get any permission denied errors. Okay, in this case the error marker is permission denied, file descriptor 2, and the standard error is file descriptor 2, that's why we used 2. Okay. Now this was error we were directing. Now if you want the actual output, the good output, like without any error output, if you want to redirect that into a file, like if I want to redirect this, like I want this to be inside of a file, like you could have, you are doing a big network scan, and in that you want the output to be in a file. For that, you would just do, you could write 1 and greater than sign, or you could write just greater than sign. This means that the one what is stand for the standard output, redirect the standard output to result dot text. And if I now cat result dot text, you could see whatever was there, like whatever was the output, it got inside that result dot text. Okay, any doubt in this one? Because this is a bit little bit new thing. Any doubt in this one? I don't think so. And yeah, yeah. Now if I want, like if you are running a like web server and you want errors in one file and the normal output in another file, like this only, and you want error to be in one file and normal output to be another file. So by doing two greater than means error redirection, normal greater than means output redirection. Okay, now I would use these terms instead of two greater than and greater than. Okay, the error redirection you can do in result underscore error dot txt, and the normal redirection you can do it to result dot txt. Okay, and wait, and when you do result dot txt, you would get the normal result. And if I would do result underscore error dot txt, it would give me all the errors which I have. Okay, this is called redirection. Now we have covered the standard like the yes, we have covered standard output, we have covered standard error. Now what is the standard input? How we can use standard input? Okay, when using standard input, yeah. Now I want the program expects some text and I want that text to be redirected from a file. Okay, like you are making a program in which that text it, like for example, changes it from uppercase to lowercase. So you want a file to have it and you have not done anything on the programming level. So you could do that by doing like cat is a command which expects strings or expects some, what you can say, some stream of data, some stream of data. So you could do cat and lesser than sign here means what you can say that, yeah, input redirection. That was output redirection, this is input redirection. And you could do result dot text. Now this doesn't show much difference, but for example, mm, okay, we would see that example in further classes. You could do it with any file, cat greater than, and we had prac, and then prac we have I think m.txt. Yeah. See, whatever was inside this, it got to redirected inside this as an input. Okay, so we have studied three redirections today. One like zero, that is standard input. This is one with this. Then one is normally this. You don't need to write one here, but if you write that won't be then that wouldn't be an error. And secondly, we see the two and greater than sign. What it shows stderr, like that is standard error. Okay, this part is clear, because now we are going to we are going to interconnect these, like we are going to use all of these. Okay, any doubts? I don't think so. Okay, now we have seen redirection error. Okay, now there is two types of redirection. What is the doubt? What is the doubt? Is there any doubt? You have read. Okay, no doubt. Yeah. So there are two type of redirections. You can see double greater than sign, and we were originally using greater than sign. Okay, let me make a file, and let me first tell you a command. If I write echo and hi, so it would just print that. Okay, like what print does in Python, it is just that same thing, but the name is echo and you have to do like this. Okay, so if I want to, for example, I am creating let us take v like nvim. We have studied nvim is a type of vim. Okay, we don't need to even do that. We can do touch, and touch creates a file, touch and subjects dot txt. Okay, now we are going to see, I can do like this echo c plus plus. What it does, it gives that standard output to the terminal, but we don't want that standard output to be given to the terminal. You want that standard output. If you have studied c plus plus, you would actually know what I'm doing. But yeah, echo c plus plus, this standard output is now going to terminal, the shell. But I don't want that. I want that to go into subjects.txt. Okay, subjects.txt, and then see, now we can see what is inside subject.txt. We see C++. Now I want Python. Okay, C++. Now I am doing Python, and I have done that. But if you see now, the C++ has been gone and Python is there. So what it does, it removes all the previous data in that file and creates a new file. Like it deletes the previous file and makes a new file. But we want that, we want to append the data. For appending data, yeah, for appending data, we use double greater than sign. Okay, if we do that, and like if we see now, the Python is also there and we have added C++. If you want to do more, for example, C, and yeah, C, and what else we can do? ASM. This part is clear. This is double redirection. Means what is there in the existing, what is there in the file, don't delete that, just append that. Don't read like don't delete and make a new, just append the data to that file. Okay, this is standard redirect standard. Okay. This is append to a file. Okay, double means standard out appending. Okay, uh this thing also I will need to tell you. Okay. That's actually, and this is this. Okay. Let's copy this command and see what happens. Perfectly. Yeah. So see, first thing it shows here doc, and I'll do ls eb asdb, and like anything I write until I write eof. When I write eof, see, it closes. Okay. Now if I see what is inside the stream.txt, see, ls asdb asdgcap. So what it did, it actually set cat, like it gave that thing to cat. You can see now, this is input. Okay, but this is not a normal input. You can see this is an appending input. So it said that append that thing to cat. You know, whatever I am giving, give that to cat until we have EOF. What is EOF? EOF means end of file. Okay, and when there is an end of file, whatever was there, just give that to stream.txt. Is this particular command clear? I can re-explain. Is there any doubt? And if there is doubt, please tell. This is very important. Like, yeah, very important command. Not as in like hacking, but yeah, this tells you how redirections work. Okay, this is clear. Please tell me if there is any doubt later in the comments. Also, you can do that. Now there is something known as pipes. This thing is absolutely clear, no doubt, nothing, because we would use the pipes only in the future, future of, like in pipes only we would use that redirection. Okay, this thing is absolutely clear. Okay, now we are going to pipes. What this did, there is that gave that output to a file, but now we don't need a file. We might need a command. Like I want this, the output of this thing to go in a command, and then I want the output. Like for example, I am writing the different file names, and I want that to go to ls. Getting my point? So for that there is something known as pipes. Okay, let's read this. This is actually what explain you what it is. Another way to redirect standard output is to use pipes. These are useful when you want to use, see, highlight this, when we want to use standard output of one program to be processed by another. Okay, to be processed by another. This means when I want the standard output of one command to be input of another command. Now there is some commands which we will use. There is grep with groups. There is find. Okay, no, not find. Okay, there is grep which we are going to use. Okay. See this command. Let me explain you what it does. Okay. We are copy pasted this. We know what this thing does. Okay. It would find in /etc all.conf, and if there is any error, it would give it to /null. Okay, this is normal. This is basic. We have done. Now we have given pipe, and we have said grep system. Now let's see what it does. See, wherever there was system D, it just marked it with red and it highlighted that. Okay. So what it did, it it took the output from this command, the output from this command, and gave it to the gave it as an input to this command. Okay. This is called as pipe. Okay. Yeah. That's only there. See. Yeah. Using grep, we filter out the result and specify only though the line containing the pattern system. Okay. This is called as pipe. We could also use, okay. Now I want okay. There are it highlighted me and gave me that the files named as in which there was system name. But now now I want to count those number of lines. How many lines are there? So for that, again, I would use pipe and I would use WC. WC means word count and dash L. So it gave me the number of lines. Dash L means the number of lines. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there was 8 lines and it gave me 8. Before moving ahead, let's see the manual of these two because it is very important. Grep, what it does, there are types of grep's, egrep, fgrep. Grep searches for pattern in each file. Now you would be saying we haven't given a file. There was no file given. So what I said, these are also known as file descriptor. So it wanted a file, but by giving these things, we actually gave it as a file. Okay. The output of these command would be given as a file to this command. Okay. And that is why it is called file descriptor. Yeah, and there's some flags you can see. Yeah, like if you don't want to like ignore the cases, we can do dash I, invert match, invert sense making to make non-matching lines. Like we don't want to do that. Like we want not the lines which doesn't contain that particular strings. We want that. Okay, this is dash V, and there is something known as regex. It uses regex also. Regex is a separate topic. We will learn it in ahead in this course. So this was grep and another thing was WC. This is the two new commands apart from redirection we have learned it. Okay. That C counts the bytes, dash M characters, dash L lines, and maximum line length. What was that? So you can do dash capital N. It is a small program, very useful. Like for example, yeah, it would be helpful. For example, just listen to this case. There's a command which gives out all the IPs which are active, all the IPs which is active, and for example, they are vulnerable. And there is a whole list, like a very big list, and you don't know how many IPs are there. So you could use WC like using this pipe only. For example, let us, for example, take stream.txt. Stream.txt contains all the IPs, and we could use WC-L to get the number of IPs. For example, here it is showing 4 because there were 4 lines, but in another case there would be so many IPs and each IP would be in each line. Now you would say how we can get the IP to a file. For IP to get IP into a file, we know output redirection. We could use output redirection or output append. Okay. So the WC, the grep, the pipe, is this clear? This is a like a new thing. Is this clear? Any doubt in this? Okay, no doubt. Let us move ahead. This was pipes. Yeah. Now there is a like challenge. I think so. Yeah, the challenge. For those who are studying with me on WhatsApp, I would ask these things, okay? Just keep in mind these things I would ask on the test. Like these could be asked on the test. Okay, you want grep to be repeated? See, let us make a file. That if I'm string.txt instead of stream, I would do. I would do. Okay, courses. Yeah, still would be in a piece. And here I can write, I am giving files, for example, Sam, and he is in cyber, and Ram, he is in EC, and Pranav, he is in cyber, and anyone like Harry, he is in EC, and Ali, he is in core. Uh, This is a small example in which I have given some name with their branches. Okay. Now I want to now, for example, just think of this file as a very big file. Okay. This file is a very big file. If I do students.txt, this is a very big file in which there is name and then their branch. Okay. Now I want to find which student are there in cyber. So I would do cat students. So it would just give the output, standard output of the file, na? And then I would use pipe, and I would use grep, and I would use cyber, because I have written, say, here cyber with small c and here with capital C. So what I would use dash I, and you could see Sam and Pranav both are in cyber. And if I want who is in EC, so I could see that Ram and Harry are in EC, and for core, who is in core, Ali is in core. Okay, the example makes is it clear? The example made it clear, and we could use these things with WC dash L dash L, yeah, WC dash L, to count the number of lines. Is it clear, Pranav? I think so. It may be clear. Now moving on to the next. Now moving on to the next one, which is filter contents. Yes. What is the? Wait a second. I am not able to say what is the purpose of dash I. Dash I we used. Dash I we used. If you go to manual of grep, you could see that dash I is for yeah, ignore case. Ignore case means if there is a cyber with capital C and cyber with small c, so it would treat both of them as equally. If I don't do this, just see. If I don't do just let me, okay. If I do this, it has only given me Sam with small c cyber, because I have written with C small c, and if I will do capital C, so it has only given me Pranav with uh, capital C of cyber. Okay, that's why we used dash I to ignore the case. Now filter contents. What we are going to study: more, less, head, tail, sort, and grep. Grep we have studied already. Cut. Okay. This is a very big thing we are going to study. WC. Oh, very good. Sir. Very very good. That's it. Now let for this thing. Here I put this. Uh, is there any file in my? Is there any like file? ls 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 yes, there is. For example, This was some of the files are of the Google CTF which I played. Uh, guys. For example, there is challenge.js. Okay, challenge.js, and it is a, for example, uh, think of this as a big file. Okay, now if I do cat and it would be a big file. Yeah, wait a second, let me create a big file so that would- you, you would not have to use it. Terminal. Wait a minute. Control P, just that, anything. First example again, I am opening terminal. It does not open. What happened? Change. What happened? It does not open. Better. Okay, it has opened. I don't know what happened to it. Yes. And I want some files. I want some big file. How can I get a big file? This. Just tell me if you got this. Find slash and two slash. Just tell me in the chat if you got this one. Okay, when I am completing this. Two slash and text and what this command did, can anyone please tell in the chat what it did? You what this command did. Just give a small explanation. I don't need a big explanation, a small explanation. Okay, let us broke this into parts. What find slash did? Just tell me that. What find slash did? It used it used to nullify. No, I am not talking about like that error redirection. That thing is something else. Nullify the statement that is for error. Actually, you might have not understand it correctly. We are not nullifying the statement. We are actually throwing, or yeah, we are actually redirecting all the errors to null. Means we are nullifying all the errors. Okay. Okay. Let me tell. So just replay this video and understand it again. What find slash did? Find slash, like if I do find dot, it would give me all the files in the directory which I specified. What was that directory? The current working directory in which I am. Okay. Now I did find slash, so it would give me all the files in the slash, all the files which are in the slash. Then I used this error redirection. Location location is fine. Okay, location is slash. Yeah, but what slash did, like why I use find slash? Okay, let I am explaining. Yeah, so find slash gave all the files which are in the slash recursively, like not only one directory, but what is inside that directory, what is inside that directory recursively. Okay, until it went to the least child node. Okay, now the last child node until it went to that, it just gave all the file. And then I did with this thing, I said that error redirection to slash del slash null, which means nullify all the error, and the normal output redirection I said, and which is not the error, which is not the, which things are not the error, just give that output in this file, some important text.txt. Okay, is this thing clear? If I would ask you, can you explain this now? I think so. Okay. So if we now do cat some important file.txt, see, you can see there are so much data that we can't even get it on one terminal, I guess, and it would lag. It would lag. Yeah, I'm not doing. It would lag. It has lag. Okay. So for this thing, like if there is any very big file and you want to see the content of that file, so for that we have some things known as some pagers. Na? There are two tools called as there are two tools called more and less, which are very identical. These are the fundamental pages. These are the pages. Yesterday also I told you about pages. These are the pages that allow us some important text or txt. Reason to some important text.txt. It has, okay, let me re-explain that. See, find slash, it finds, or it gave us all the files which are in the slash, like all the files. You can see now slash user slash label, all the files which are present, all the files or the directories which are present in the slash, like all the files on the operating system, it gave us that. Then we used two, like this thing, error redirection, and we nullify the error. And the normal output, we gave that normal output in some important text.txt. Okay, now, now, yeah, I was telling about pagers. Okay, there are two type of pagers which we are going to study, more and less. Like the name also already suggests what it did, what it does, more and less. Okay, now instead of after doing this cat more.txt, yeah, we could, without cat, we could just normally write more.txt, more and some important text.txt. You could see that it has now opened in a, like you could say, in a pager mode. This mode is known as pager mode. You could see I can up arrow and down arrow. I could use the up arrow key to go up and down arrow key to go down. And I could also use the Vim keys, that is J and K. In some they might use, in some they might not run. Okay. So I'm using up and down key, and by using up and down key, you can see that I can view the content of the file like in a editor, text like in an editor. Though I can't edit, but yeah, I can view what is in that file in a pager format. This is known as pagers. Okay, and this is more starts the content from the top of the file, and whereas less, you could see what more does. So what less does is it less and more. Less just has more features than more. Okay, it is a very confusing statement, but yeah, less has some more features than more. Okay? That's why we use less and we don't use more. We could just use, yeah, in less your Vim key bindings might work, like are working. I am using J and K to move, go up and down, K for up and J for down. Less has generally more features. You could use GG to go to up, small g and small g to go to up. And if I type capital G, like it is not typing, but it is accepting. And if I do capital G, it would go to the end of the file. Okay. Q to quit. This was less. You could use less like this, or if there is any command output, you could use less and more like that also. And more more and less. You could use that in a normal way also and in that type way also. Okay, more and less are clear. Then I will go to head. More and less are clear. When you will do the practical, na, then you would like understand it more clearly. Because I am just doing it on the YouTube and you are just seeing it, so you might not understand. But yeah, if you do practical, na, you will. Now there are two commands: head and tail. Head and tail. What head and tail does, you might understand. Head gave us the head of the file and tail gave us the tail of the file. Now what is head and the tail? If I do head, some important text.txt. So it gave me starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10. It gave me starting 10 lines of that file. And if I do tail some important text.txt, again it gave me last 10 files of that last 10 lines of that files. Okay, there are flags which you can use in man tail. If you do man tail, there are, you can specify the number of lines and dash n is equals to plus number of lines. Okay, and for example, if you want dash n to be 20, so it gave us the last 25 lines. Okay, man tail is this. Man tails also has very, like, it has commands. It has commands, like it has flags. You can see the manual of it. Okay, and same goes for head. HEAD. Head also does the same things. Does not, it doesn't cut. Just the difference between head and tail is, okay, you tell me what is the difference between head and tail. I am not telling. Saying in the chat, what is the difference between head and tail? For those who are seeing this afterwards, please comment. Please comment so that I can understand that, yeah, you are understanding what I'm. What is the difference between head and tail? One, you might be busy. Head and tail. The difference between head and tail is tail gave us the last and last files, and head gave us the top lines, and tail gave us the last lines. Okay, this is the difference between head and tail. Head is completed, tail is completed. Head and tail is completed. Now sort. Sort correct. Uh, uh, Now I am explaining sort. This is a basic command. Okay, yeah. Head displays the beginning of a file and tail displays. Okay, yes. Sort. What sort does? This is that doesn't do much thing. If if I would use cat some important way, and I would do sort, not like this, but like I would use head dash in and 35. Why I did head dash and 30? Because there are so many lines and I don't want again so many lines to be there. So I just picked up the top 30 lines by using head dash and 30, and then I used the command sort. It just sorts up. Mouse is actually not working. So if I see, now I'm using less. So you can see that it just like sorted alphabetically. RO, then RUN, then RUN, then CO, then I, then U. You could see that it just sorted us, like slash boot completed is first, and slash font loaded is second, because B comes before F. Okay. This example we can also use cat slash etc slash password and so. So and less because my mouse is not working. Yeah. See, first come the underscore and first came the A, then it actually ignored the underscore, and it just started with A because if underscore was first, then underscore glera and underscore go fish and underscore gvm would also come first. So it just ignored the underscore. First was A, then B, then C, then D, then G, then I, L, and when. And you could see that everything. Yeah, you could see everything which is there till www. The last one was W. So this is what sort does. You could see the flags. There are flags. Uh, there are flags like ignore the leading blanks, dictionary order, ignore case. Yeah, you could use that. Okay, ignore case is very important. There is also something known as random sort. We could also use that. Okay. This was sort. Grep, I told you. Let me explain again. Again with this example only. If I grep and slash bin slash zsh. So yeah, it just grouped all the all the lines slash zsh. It just grouped. Okay. If I can slash bash, then one and one slash bash and slash login. So yeah, there are many with no login. This is grep. Okay. This is fairly easy. Okay. You could use grep like in this example, grep dash v. V is uh, dash v for this another possibility to exclude the specific result. Dash v is used what this is mean. What happened to my terminal? What happened to my machine? Okay. What also right is not what if and what is the terminal button. Wait a minute, let me restart my virtual machine. It's getting me. Till what I told. Was there any doubts? Till what I told. Was there any doubt? Or we could just stop today's class here because there is so much command in today's class only. I don't think so. And the time is also up. It's 10:10. So yeah, what 10? 11:10, sorry. Yeah, I think we should stop our class now. You know, no doubts. Any other things which just participate in the Secure 24. And there is also something coming up for Secure 24 for those who are new to CTFs. There is something coming for them also. For those who are new to CTFs, I have created one video. It would be just uploaded in like 1 to 2 days. And for those who still didn't registered, I could just show you the brochure. Yeah, this is the QR code you can scan and register and study. Like you can read what are the different things. Like the timing is from 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the prize pool is worth 3 lakhs. Just keep in mind that. And the team size should be one to four members, and you could take people from VIT, and you could take people outside from VIT, and you could make teams hybrid, like one person is from VIT and one person is not. You could make teams like that also. Okay, that is not restricted to VIT. And yeah, nothing more. That was it for the class. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow might be the final class, after which we are going. Tomorrow might be the last class, after which we are going to holidays up till 22 or 23. So yeah, tomorrow is the last class. Please do attend tomorrow's class. And yeah, those who are from VIT and those who are on my WhatsApp group, there is test on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, prepare for that also. Okay, thank you.